Hello, I'm Hazel, the Mindful Wedding Coach and Tarot Reader, and also creator of the Mindful Wedding Planning courses. And I just wanted to do a little video, be quite short I think, on communication and the importance of communicating and asking questions and not assuming anything, because we don't know what other people are thinking unless we ask them and they tell us. And this is all stemmed from reading a Facebook post in a wedding forum, and the person in question was asking, would I think it was the sister, not her sister, or sister-in-law's partner, would they be offended if they weren't invited to the wedding? They'd only be going out less than a year, and they weren't really having plus ones, and it was a small wedding, but it's a sister, so would there be any offence taken? So there were lots of comments back and forth about, yes, for family you'd do a plus one, others saying no, we're keeping it very small and it's up to you, kind of thing. And I left a comment basically saying, why don't you ask the sister-in-law, would they be offended? Explain the situation, because it could be that the partner will be thankful that they're not invited to a wedding where they don't know anybody, and will be quite happy to spend the day on their own doing their own thing while their partner goes off to a wedding. And it could be that the sister or sister-in-law would be just as happy to be at the wedding without the partner, because they know they're not having to worry about somebody who doesn't know anybody. So it might life easier all round. Or they could take offence. You don't know until you ask somebody. So, and if they're a closest relative, then just pick up the phone or drop them a message, explain the situation and say, we're having a really smaller wedding. Would you be offended if we didn't invite your partner? And these are the reasons, and see what they say, and work it like that. And also there's other times when communication is important. If you've got a particular idea for something at your wedding, no one's going to know unless you communicate to them. But communication also goes both ways, so it could be that your partner has really got a good idea or something that they'd like, and they have to tell you as well, because otherwise you won't know. And the same with communicating with your suppliers. They might have a set way of doing things. For example, the caterers might have a set way of receiving, what people are having for the meal. So they might have asked you to gather the information. So if you've had an option on your menu, for example, and you're giving people the choice of, either chicken or beef or something like that, you might have gathered the invites and found 60 want the chicken and 40 want the beef, but the caterer hasn't told you that they need to know who is wanting the chicken and who is wanting the beef, because it's all very well saying, well, there's 60 of this and 40 of that, when people have made their choice 2-3 months beforehand. When the caterer's going round, they're not going to know who is having what. I say this as experience. A wedding I coordinated once when this information wasn't communicated back by the couple who had booked the caterer to the caterer. And then also when I spoke to the caterer, they never told me that they were missing this information either. So it was a big surprise on the day to find out that they didn't have this information. And by then it was too late. So communication all round. Everybody make sure you all know what you're doing. You've all got the same information and you're all talking to each other. So that was it. Don't assume what other people are going to think about an action that you do, because you don't know. And if you really, don't want to upset somebody, speak to them. And just another thing, actually, if you're deciding not to have children at weddings, and a lot of people do, but you've got friends who do have children, don't just send them an invite and leave their names off the invitation, because that can sometimes be ambiguous, but just call them, speak to them, explain the situation, you know, and it gives them that choice when you send the invite out, and you could be prepared for, you know, their response if they decide they don't want to come, but at least you've already spoken to people beforehand. So this video is communicate, talk to people, don't assume. 3 bits of advice. And I hope you're all enjoying the sunny weather we're having, and I will see you all on another video. Okay, bye for now.